I do believe that the medicine I have is for the blind man who can now mesmerize and enter his house and get him to start translating the books we got. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure it says like 1 out of 4 on it, but I don't know if that's just because we haven't given him a book yet, because I'm pretty sure that we've got it, I want to say 3 Braille books, so I mean, if it says 1 out of 4, I am slightly worried that something went wrong, but I imagine it's fine, and it's probably just 1 of 4 because we haven't given him any yet. Alright, headache. And we can analyze the sturdy blood sample, which gave us this new serum. Regenerate 500 health points instantly, then 300 over 15 seconds. Stamina regen. What is this one? Just, oh, give blood. What is this? 300 health points at 150. I don't know. We haven't had the need to use them in battle yet, mainly because I keep forgetting that I have them. Oh, I may have to make some short parts this time. This week, I wasn't, I wasn't planning on making them only a half hour a piece, but at the same time, I really need a pee now. And I'm not gonna wet myself to make my videos longer. That's just not gonna happen. Alright. Where did he? Oh no, Oswald, don't go in there. No, don't go back in there. No, don't. Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna wait here then and go pee while they do this. There we go, that's better. Let's see, are they still in there? Where did you two go? Whoa, seriously, where? Oh, there they are. They went up top. Okay. There you go. Mr. Oswald.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I have a medicine for you, but I also want to see if I got my last guy.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Man, been a while since I've heard
Goodbye,
fairy
Mr.
used as an insult to gay people.
Try to take care of yourself.
Like, insanely long time. But, I mean, some insults just... Oh, fuck, I forgot to give him his medicine again. I was gonna say fall out of favor, but... I don't know, I feel like ones that either have other meanings or make less sense, insult-wise, tend to be the ones that, like,
medical attention?
Don't get me
people
wrong,
stop
sir.
using
I'm grateful
earlier.
for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons, but let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Goodbye,
Alright.
Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Alright, so that's Thatcher healed up and all the hints earned. I guess it's kind of like helping with like their psychological trauma to find all this stuff out about them.
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital caused by scars.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name. I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
I mean, them being able to feed from corpses is good, but the question is how long does a corpse last for a skull, right? Because I mean, you can't guarantee them a steady supply, right? Like if you need dead bodies to feed them.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye for
All
now,
right.
my lady.
Well, that wasn't a huge amount of new information from her. Well, I guess technically we didn't really get any information from her, but wasn't a huge amount of new dialogue from her either. But Swansea's supposed to have some. So we'll go chat with him as well.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one, a terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
And you've already asked her about it.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a Skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of Skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
Primate? That's a weird
Does
title.
the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I'd never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
A pleasure as always, Edgar.
Really? We're not going to give him an answer on that? Not like a no or a yes or a we'll have to work it out and see? Like, weird, but whatever. Alright. So that's our conversations here. And the only person that we don't have all the hints for now is actually Swansea himself. Although, do we have all the hints for him? No, we have no hints for him, but his blood quality is still maxed out. But that's just probably because, you know, you can't really help but have it maxed out, since he's going to be a story character. And the only way I imagine we're going to be able to kill him is during a story encounter, just like the other ones. Although I'm not sure, because no, I was going to say, because I'm not sure if I can attack while I'm here, but nope, I cannot. Alright. To Whitechapel! With our level 3 mesmerize. Alright, what was... Okay, so I'm not going... do I... No, I need to go this way, because he lives over here, right? No, that's the cemetery. This way should be... Yeah, he lives near this height. I don't fucking remember. God damn it. Hang on, let me... Oh, he lives way up there. Yeah, he does. Maybe but then if I go through the... No, last time I went through the cemetery, I managed to get past everyone, right? I think. And I guess it's not any harder to go through the cemetery than it is, because then I got hunters if I go the other way, right? Yeah, so these things. So the loot chests repopulate as well, eh? How do I get across again? Oh, I see, I took the wrong... Oh, I took the wrong alleyway. So I wonder when I start getting, like, the blue pieces from enemies and such, because, like, I really want to upgrade my weapons, but nobody really sells the blue pieces either that I can remember. And then I think if I go through here, yeah, I can make my way across. Getting blue loot, but that doesn't really help me all that much. Alright. Yeah, somebody should really come and clean up all this blood. Because it's a bit much, if I'm being honest. Okay, that's the house. Well, I think he may have seen me. Or he was just screaming at me. And that dickhead had to turn around and go back that way. I really feel like there should be... Wait, this hideout that I can't actually get to. That there should be a way to get to these areas where people live without having to fight. Like... Why can I go up here? Because it's just dead guy, but that seems to be about it. Okay. Somebody's been killing skulls here as well. A few of them. Is this blood trail new? I feel like this blood is new. Whatever. It's probably not a Good thing to see in a cemetery during a vampire undead epidemic. Alright, Whitechapel Old Road. Man, I hope for that medicine that I... Oh, although this is our hideout, right? So let's see. Is that the right medicine? Migraine. Medicine. Migraine. Nailed it. And is he my last sick person? Yeah, that guy's recovering. Nobody's sick there. He sure is, except for obviously West End, but, you know, technically I guess it could still be. I mean. Alright, so he is just ahead of us. Oh no, he's behind us now, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, whoops. Very similar looking thing. Although I did just see like a loot thing flash, did I not? Oh, guess not. Now are these dickheads still? Yeah. There's 16. Which isn't really low. It's not. A high level by any means, but. Get to his house, we should be able to get in. Just fine. Alright.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in.
Really? And I need a level 3 mesmerize for that?
At night, you're either brave or a fool.
Why not both? Vampires drink our blood, but they feed on our soul. How could we believe that any man or woman killed by these foul creatures, bitten by their filthy mouths, could then be accepted in heaven? No. Their bodies have been defiled, and their souls have been corrupted. Their place is now in hell, with the legions of blood-sucking demons. Vampires feed on our souls. Clarence Crossley, eh? Well, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. They drink your blood, therefore they feast on your soul. It's a bit much.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
One worried about people's safety during these times. Read his letter. My dear brother, this is the apology letter you'll never read, for you've lost your sight because of me. I know you hate me for what I did, even if you never say so. We don't talk much in the Swanborough family, do we? So to clear my conscience, this is my bravest gesture towards you, to write you this letter and to leave it in your laboratory. If you ever find it and ask about it, I'll read it to you. If someone else reads it, well, as I wrote above, this is my bravest gesture. So, Mason, I'm sorry for what I did and for the hell you've been thrown into. I'm sorry you're now a blind man trying to find a meaning to your useless life. If I could change one thing, only one thing in my miserable life, it would be what happened 1 year ago. I swear, Mason, if I could give my eyes for you to see again, I would, but it does not work that way, does it? Useless blind man. I mean, I don't know how many jobs were available for a blind man back in these times. Okay, well, I can't do anything with the broocher wallet that I found either. But that should give us a hint for Loretta, so we might be able to clear up hers as well.
How do you see the world these days?
It's locked, all right.
Okay, that's locked, so I'm assuming I would have to kill him.
How do you see the world these days?
Alright. Hey, we've got some more medicine. Alright.
So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
Yeah, we already know about that. I'm assuming that would have given us that hint if we hadn't already got it.
So, Mason, you are the creative one in the Swanborough business, are you not?
Yes, I am. I am the one who invented and improved the family recipe.
And you do it all by yourself? Blind and isolated in this laboratory?
My eyes may be useless, but my brain is still sharp. Once a chemist, always a chemist.
Mason, why would you waste your skill and knowledge on crafting snake oil and fake drugs?
But this is my only opportunity to continue practicing my art.
By giving false hope to desperate people?
They all see me as disabled and useless. I'm sick of their pity.
I'm just looking to see if this is important. It's not for any hints towards him. Oh right, the Asian lady should be back too, to finish off her stuff. No. Okay, no, it seems like it doesn't.
To accept what has happened to us and what we have become is a difficult process. I'm sorry for what you've had to endure.
You'll not get my respect through cheap compassion, Doctor. Speak to me like I'm a normal human being. That's all I ask.
I mean, that is how he talks to people, though.
Is your sister using you and your skills for her own profit?
I've lost my sight, not my wits. Loretta couldn't manipulate me in a million years.
Are you sure about that? You clearly depend on her.
Let me be perfectly clear. I came up with the idea of the Swanborough cordial. Loretta needs me more than I need her.
Excuse me, there is a message.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Not going to tell us what happened, though, eh?
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
I found another page of the diary, Mr. Swanborough.
This diary is still not complete. The man who wrote it claims he is a member of some scholarly brotherhood called the St. Paul's Stole.
Really? I've heard of them. Very capable scientists. Perhaps the man who wrote this really found a cure.
I would need more pages to figure it out, but it's as promising as it is intriguing.
Oh, we've actually got all of his hints already.
Here is another page
Here's
of the
page
diary
3.
we were talking about.
And I don't think we got the
now
4th
we're
page.
talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
And that's that. Alright, well.
You seem unwell, sir. Do you need my assistance?
Actually, I feel worse than usual. Can you give me something?
Yes. I can give you a little something that has
Okay,
been
so there
proven
is a piece in the
effective.
West.
Thank you, Doctor.
Is the last part of that diary. So we don't need to worry about finding it right now. Alright.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Tell me, how do you see the world these
Alright,
days?
so that maxes out his. Now head into Whitechapel itself. Talk to his sister again. Now he does still have another dialogue tree there, and it might have something to do with his sister, but I'm not going to worry about it until we find the last page of the book. This guy should be able to just run past. So that's good. So now everybody that we can talk to is cured, and the only other people who may be sick are ones in West End. But obviously we can't talk to them because we can't get there until I believe next chapter, but obviously having no real proof. You know, it would have been more of like who do you kill, like whether or not to kill people, if it was like, because obviously I do believe that just as you kill people, the district's health goes down, just straight up. Like, it doesn't matter who you kill. Like if you kill the reporter and the prostitute, the district's health will go down just as much that as if you killed like the father there who's just killing people who are sick. You know, like, well, I mean, obviously one or the other. You know, not both. I imagine if you killed both of them, it would be worse. So I think it may have made it a little bit more interesting if they had made it where, like, the bad people gave you less blood, but killing them raised the, but killing them actually raised the health of the district, whereas killing people who are neutral would have lowered the health of the district and provided like a middling amount of experience, and then killing like good people would have like tanked the district's health, but like the people who are actually doing good in the district, it would have tanked the health, but given you more.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Loretta, why do you feel so guilty about your brother?
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
I know how guilt feels between a brother and sister. Are you sure you're not trying to ease your own remorse?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
Okay, and that's our last hint for her, so she's all done.
I'd like to see
what
kind
you
of
got. But you're just selling medicine, not weapons. parts of that. Alright, so now we need to find Asian lady, Hisui, or whatever her name is, who's, I think, supposed to be over here somewhere, maybe. Yeah. According to this, she should be in this general area. Although, obviously, I'm not seeing her. Okay, let's see. Can I get a more precise location? No, just patrol the street near the hideout in the Palmer Boys, so just somewhere around. Oh, there she is. Fucking, she must have heard me talking about her. Now, what is her name? Xiao? Whatever. Michun.
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
晚上好, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
What are you doing with your time now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you. But why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
I've no doubt. That is a wise and useful attitude in this part of town.
To be completely honest with you, I am also doing this for myself. If I'm destined to survive this epidemic, I need my life to have some purpose.
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
Alright, that's all of hers. Could
Goodbye.
mesmerize her, but yeah, like, see, like, she's handing out free medicine, right? Like, it would make sense for her death to be bad for this area. Whereas, like I said, the father there, he's fucking killing people, right? Like, it doesn't make sense that his death is just as bad as hers. Okay, now let's see if we can get into the West End, because I mean, it definitely looks like it wants us to head that direction. Although we may have been around this area once before already. Can we get to the North Docks? Because I mean, this bridge here, I guess we could potentially get led around to it. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. I think that's everything that we can do outside of main storyline right now. Or outside of main storyline and resting right now. Like I said, I will rest the next time I think a boss fight is coming up, just to bump up our power a little bit before it. But at the same time, the next thing that I want to get is worth 2000 XP. So we'll have to wait and see. But that'll be everything for this week. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.